Greetings, it's Stasia Bliss again. Welcome to my channel. This is going to be a quickie today. Kundalini and the root, the core wound. I wanted to just address that briefly. The core wound is where a lot of people are going with their coaching and retreats and workshops, and this is important, definitely. I think it's something we can take right to the actual root, which is the Muladhara chakra, the root of your body. We can get super literal, and that the original wound is fully coming into your body and basically hitting the ground, hitting the most dense layer of reality, and not really being able to fully access your divinity anymore, and having to go on the long trek back through your life. And some people never really make it. They get too discouraged on this journey back to reintegrating, remembering the self to have divine birthright, divine purpose, to remember where we truly came from, and to fully embody that life force energy in the physical vehicle. A lot of people are looking to do this after they die. That's what a lot of churches are busy promising, is this return to God after you die. But the real reward, the healing of the wound, comes in remembering who you are now, integrating, and that happens through a Kundalini awakening, to where you bring the full life force essence of your God self into your entire body. And though you can't necessarily make it start happening, once it starts happening, which I'm pretty convinced everyone is in it now since the events of a few years back, that there is no going out of it. So you can't go back to before the awakening started and live your life ignorantly from there. And so since everybody's thrown into the pot now, the choice is either embodiment or you thwart your awakening process. Those are really the only two choices now. So we can mess this thing up. We can resist the full embodiment of life force, and that can really mess with you. It can mess with you mentally, it can mess with you emotionally, it can mess with you physically. Physically is a big deal, because if that life force energy that's trying to work its way into every cell and penetrate every cell and correct and baptize and renew every part of you, if when that happens it feels super uncomfortable, which it usually does, especially in parts we're not used to feeling so much, and then we go and mistaken it for some of the old paradigm issues, and we go that route, well, we can co-create that problem and that reality from that old thing instead of what's trying to happen. This is why I'm really big on the work that I do. You can even call it psychic surgery or medical intuitive work, because a lot of the body stuff is just a manifestation of this life force energy trying to penetrate you and trying to merge this divine essence with your physicality. Maybe this is going a little, no, this is still only 4 minutes. So the core root wounding can always go back to embodiment of your life force, of the Kundalini. It can always go back to your root chakra. It can always go back to the very beginning. And in fact, when I do emotion code and body code work, I usually always, if we go deep enough with somebody and they work with me long enough, find some of the core emotional feelings from right before coming into this body. A lot of us are very upset at that process, and we actually trap things like resistance, defensiveness, terror, conflict coming into the body, and then those continue to resonate throughout your life because you never recognize that they're there, and they're just a background noise that's vibrating through you and causing you discontent in the now. And that doesn't matter how many things you do if you don't get to that trapped emotion and recognize the core wounding is you not being able to fully embody who you are and where are the blocks, and address those. And that's what body code and emotion code work does, the subconscious mind work that I do. A lot of yogic practices can super help. Mula bandha locks can really get at some of what we've trapped in the root. Anyway, I could go on and on about this, but core wounding is affecting everyone's relationship and everyone's life in one way or another. So if you're not feeling super like in tune and yes with your life, two things could be happening. One, you haven't addressed the core issues. Or number two, you have been addressing them and it's just a shit ton, and you're processing and integrating all of that, and you're trying to support yourself in doing that, and you know you're doing that. Those are pretty much the two things that could be going on. You haven't addressed it, you aren't looking at it, you're not thinking it's a problem, or you recognize that that's where you are and you are just working through the support that's required in addressing these core things. So if I can be of any service to you, it is my absolute honor to do so. This is why I'm here. I was initiated into the Kundalini awakening in a very profound way. I think I talk about it in one of my other videos, maybe in the wood dragon video. That's kind of a long one, but there's some good stuff in there. So if you're interested in some of that, I have been working with Kishori Aird's work for quite some time, like 8 or 9 years. And I just got a hold of her next layer of stuff, which is quantum work on the DNA. And I'll tell you, just in the few protocols that I've used on myself, I'm like experiencing a different level of health and vitality that I've been trying to get at from so many layers, but this work just dove in there and shifted it. And I'll just give you a really sneak peek. And if you want to know more, you're going to have to message me. Is taking you, this is based on the idea that we live in a quantum reality, and at every choice point we experience one of the choices, but the other choice is existing somewhere. So this is based on health conditions, and that there is a choice point right before you took the route toward the health that you're in now, or the lack of. And to install a connection point and remembrance to that health prior to the condition in the DNA allows the body to like merge those in a quantum reality, and you can experience the health previous. I mean, some really like cutting edge, amazing stuff. So if you want to know more, send me a message. My email's down below. I'm going to leave it there. I got to go meet somebody for this Turkish coffee thing that's downtown. So we'll check you out tomorrow. All right. Love you.